Welcome to True Haunt Lore. There are places in this world where the boundary between the living and the dead isn't just thin, it's torn open. Not in abandoned buildings, not in forgotten ruins, but in nature itself. And deep in the canals south of Mexico City, there's an island that remembers everything. Before we go any further, subscribe and turn on the notification bell and join the archive, because this is a documented account of a place that doesn't need darkness to be terrifying. Under the harsh daylight, it's worse. This is the island of the dolls. The canals of Xochimilco were built centuries ago, a vast water system that once carried entire civilizations. Today, it looks peaceful. Bright boats, music, laughter drifting across the water. But the deeper you go, the quieter it gets. The canals narrow, the water darkens, the trees lean inward like they're watching. And somewhere in that silence sits a small artificial island, completely covered in dolls, thousands of them, hanging, rotting, staring. It began in the mid-1900s when a man described as a thin, hunched silhouette with slow, uneasy movements left society behind. He built a small hut on this isolated island, surrounded by miles of still water. He wanted peace. Instead, something found him. Not long after he arrived, he heard splashing in the canal. Desperate movement, panic. He rushed to the edge and saw a child struggling in the water, a small, fragile silhouette being pulled under by thick plants beneath the surface. He dove in, but the water was heavy, murky, resisting him. By the time he reached her, it was already over. He pulled her lifeless body onto the shore, and from that moment, nothing on the island was ever quiet again. At night, he began hearing footsteps in the mud outside his hut. Slow, deliberate. Then came the crying. A child, somewhere in the darkness, sobbing. Always just out of sight. He said he could feel it watching him from the trees, from the water, from everywhere. Then, one day, something drifted toward him. A doll, waterlogged, broken, one eye missing. He pulled it from the canal, and without really knowing why, he hung it from a tree, an offering, a way to calm whatever was there. But it didn't stop. If anything, it got stronger. So he found more dolls, broken pieces, discarded faces. He hung them all. 1, then 10, then hundreds. Years passed. The island transformed. Every tree, every wall, every surface is covered. The dolls changed too. Sun-bleached skin cracked and peeling, hair falling out in patches, limbs missing, heads detached. Some hung by their necks, slowly twisting in the wind. Others just stared, and the man now, a thinner, more frantic silhouette, believed they were alive. He said the spirit of the drowned girl moved between them, watching, listening, waiting. Visitors who found the island reported things they couldn't explain. Cold spots in thick, humid air. Dolls shifting positions without wind. Eyes that seemed to follow them no matter where they stood. And the whispers, soft, rapid, childlike sounds drifting through the trees. Sometimes a giggle right behind them, but when they turned, nothing. Just rows of hollow faces swaying gently. The man began talking to them, sitting among them for hours, motionless, as if listening. He claimed they spoke back, warned him, demanded more. He wasn't just living on the island anymore. He was part of it. Then, as the years passed, the tone changed. He told others the voices were different now, angrier. He said something in the water was calling him, a shape, beneath the surface, waiting, telling him it was time. One morning, he went out onto the canal with another figure, a slightly taller silhouette standing nearby. They spoke. Everything seemed normal until the older silhouette began to fixate on the water. Then silence. The second figure left briefly. When they returned, the island was still, too still. They searched the hut, empty. The trees, empty. Then the water. There, floating face down, was the body. Right there, in the exact same place where the girl had drowned. 50 years earlier. The official cause was simple, but the location, that's harder to explain. After his death, the island didn't calm down. It got worse. Without him, whatever he had been holding back was no longer contained. Visitors today still report the same things. The pressure in the air, the feeling of being watched, the whispers that don't belong to the wind. Cameras fail, images distort, and the dolls, they keep decaying, but they never fall silent. Locals follow strict rules. Don't touch them, don't take them, and don't stay too long, because some who ignored those rules claimed the dolls followed them home. Objects moving, nightmares, something standing at the edge of the bed without a face, whether it was grief, obsession, or something far older. The result is the same. That island remembers, and now, so do you. If you've ever experienced something you can't explain, share it in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, and join the archive. Because once something starts watching you, it rarely stops. Sleep well. And remember, some places don't just hold memories, they hold you.
So, after unpacking the sheer tragedy and unsettling visuals we just explored, the tragic drowning of the little girl, the desperate, lifelong obsession of Don Julian, and the thousands of decaying eyes watching from the trees, you're probably wondering, what exactly is the vibe at the Island of the Dolls today? Well, my personal take on this infamous Mexican island right now is all about its deeply deceptive natural charm. If you take a traditional boat down the ancient canals of Xochimilco today, expecting to find a dark, rotting, Hollywood-style swamp of doom, you will be completely caught off guard. During the daylight hours, this lush, floating garden actually possesses a remarkably serene and peaceful aesthetic. Surrounded by the gentle, shimmering waters of the canal, vibrant wildlife, and towering weeping willows, it feels surprisingly cozy. Bathed in the warm Mexican sun, the natural landscape genuinely looks like a bright, picturesque Thomas Kincaid-style painting of a historic, peaceful river retreat. Today, it operates as a wildly popular, albeit bizarre, tourist destination filled with visitors floating by on brightly colored boats. But honestly, from my perspective, that picture-perfect natural exterior is exactly what makes the reality of the Island of the Dolls so deeply unsettling. The contrast is just jarring. Because while it looks like a serene wildlife sanctuary by day, the terrifying reality hanging from those very branches refuses to be ignored. You can be enjoying a beautiful boat ride in the sun, but the moment you step off onto the muddy banks of the island and lock eyes with the hundreds of mutilated, rotting dolls covered in dirt and spiderwebs, that suffocating dread rushes right back in. The spirit of the little girl, and perhaps the soul of Don Julian himself, hasn't moved on. They are just waiting in the tangled roots, silently watching you through empty, plastic eyes. The Island of the Dolls proves that the most twisted nightmares can grow right out of the most beautiful nature. Thanks for joining me on this case here on True Haunt Lore, and I'll catch you in the next mystery.